What's happening, y'all? This is OBB, the Diecast News Guy, bringing you guys a very special diecast presentation video for you guys. And yeah, this is something I just wanted to give you guys. If you guys remember my little mega diecast reviews I used to do back in the day with Indycar diecast, I guess you could say this is like a more cheaply made version of that, or a sequel to it. But yeah, I just thought this would be a good time to go in and get this video out for you guys, because as you guys are very aware that there are two types of motorsports that are making a return this week for the 2023 motorsports season. We already know NASCAR came back 2 weeks ago, but now we got some open wheel racing to talk about, and that's Formula One and IndyCar. And if you guys aren't quite aware, I will also be at St. Petersburg for the IndyCar season opener coming today as I'm uploading this video. So we're gonna be in for a real good show, folks. And what more better way to go ahead and start off this new season with some new diecasts that we have that are available for pre-order at my good friends at Circle B Diecast. So make sure to use that promo code OBBYT to get $5 off the shipping on your next purchase, or also when it comes to pre-orders. So, but I thought this would be a cool idea for you guys to give you guys a little insight of what is to be expected that's going to be coming out during the month of May, because that's usually when these IndyCar diecasts come out. So for anybody who's new to collecting IndyCar diecasts, usually they are made by Greenlight Collectibles, and there's two different versions of these cards that usually get made. You got the 164s, which are mostly well-known and very collectible. And then you got the 118s, which usually run on two different kits. As you guys know, IndyCars have oval kits and the road course kits. So today we're going to be looking at one by one each team, and we're going to be looking at some of the possible releases that we're going to be coming out for the 2023 diecast season for the NTT IndyCar Series. And flip it a comment below who you guys think is going to win today's race, as we're going to go ahead and start off with the defending champions of Team Penske, guys. But we got ourselves right here some we got all three drivers that are available for pre-order with all these diecasts. So of course we got to talk about one of your two-time champions in the IndyCar Series. This is Joseph Newgarden, your 2017 and 2019 champion. So like usual, we do get his Hitachi car, so it's a pretty familiar car. As you see, this is the 1/64 scale version of this, so I mean, quite a familiar livery that is pretty much well known. But if you notice, we do got some new sponsors all over this car. I think I see the Gallagher logo, and then we got Estimo right there on the side pod, and I think Tire Rack as well as another big sponsor. I do see a little bit of Photoshop's logo right there where the Stratasys logo is. But for the most part, pretty much a familiar paint scheme. I mean, you gotta love the Penske. What I love about collecting the Penske cars is that they have the chrome rims and the chrome suspension. So it looks like we're still gonna get that case. And you also get the Team Penske logo on the rear diffuser where the rear wing is. But yeah, solid choice so far. I mean, but pretty predictable to say the least. And then we also get the 118 version of this car as well, which will be on the oval aero kit, because I believe he's gonna be driving. This is mostly his primary paint scheme, but you also see is there, yeah, I mean, just the chrome suspension, absolutely just immaculate. That's something I do got to praise Greenlight of. They know how to make good chrome diecast compared to our good friends at Lionel Racing. But pretty solid choices so far for the Hitachi colors. But we also do got a returning car that is making a return, but not with the 3 car, but with the 2 car of Joseph Newgarden. This is the PBG paints that is going to be making its debut on diecast form for the two-time IndyCar Series champion. And you can see right there, this is going to be on the road course aero kit, which is just like what I believe Scott McLaughlin's was like a few years ago when he drove in his rookie year, or his part-time career for the IndyCar Series. But yeah, so really cool that we got this. I mean, of course, we do got to say Greenlight is not really, they're not really accurate when it comes to actually getting the scaling right. And you see right there, the colors do look a little off on the PBG car. I think it has something to do with the gradient. So, and I don't know, as you can see also as well, another big thing I noticed as well, guys, if you look really closely where the aero screen is, there's like 2 different shades of blue going on. So you got like a very dark, like metallic blue as the base body, and that's mostly because that's a diecast metal. But where that aero screen is, it's a different type of color, because you know it's just a big plastic screen. So you can see there is a little bit of difference with the color, but we're going to be noticing that issue coming into more of these diecasts, which I gotta give a shout out to, you know, a lot of my good friends who know IndyCar diecast. Kevin Rawlings and my good buddy Brody Banta. They are very critique with Greenlight Collectibles, so I thought I would give them a shout out, because they notice things that, heck, I'm starting to notice now, and we don't want Greenlight to start going to the routes that Lionel has, so best to go ahead and tell them. But still going to be a pretty positive driven video. But the PPG colors do look pretty nice, to say at the very least, and I think this would be a great collectible to go along with any Joseph Newgarden fan, considering that it is a popular paint scheme. As far as I know, I think the last time we had a PBG car released, I think we did got it in 1/64 scale with Scott McLaughlin, and I think like in 2021. So we're probably going to see this in both scales. So no exclusives so far. So looking really good so far. I think the PBG one's going to be a big favorite for a lot of people. And this one right here, we got to talk about. This is a brand new sponsor that has now made its debut in diecast form. This is Scott McLaughlin's, which I know he's going to be a big favorite for today's race, since he is your defending winner at St. Petersburg. I had a great time of, actually seeing that as my first IndyCar race at St. Petersburg. But getting back to the diecast, guys, so we got ourselves the Good Ranchers American Meat Delivery car. So really interesting. I mean, they're basically kind of like, I don't know, like a I guess you could say a Penske version of Omaha Steaks, maybe. But hey, getting meat to your door, that's pretty cool. But for real, guys, very unique color combinations we got right here with the tan beige and then the red and then like a dark, like, I don't know, like washed out blue. But really interesting. The chrome rims do look kind of funky on this livery, I will say that. But as far as I know, I think this is just a 118 exclusive. We might get a 164, but I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping we probably do because... but as you can also see, this is also on the road course aero kit as well. But hey, the more McLaughlin diecast, the better. But this guy is definitely going to be a great threat for the championship this year. I got a good feeling he is. He already had a strong season in his second year, and man, I think Scott McLaughlin is absolutely going to kill it this year, guys, because he's got the confidence now, just like he did with V8 Supercars. I feel like this guy is definitely going to be, I guess you could say, a good rancher for the championship. Anyways. Horrific pun, but really do like this livery, guys. I think this is one's really interesting for the diecast collectors out there, but one that's very familiar to nobody's surprise. It is the Yellow Submarine car, which is making its return again. As you guys know, he will probably be running this at the Indianapolis 500 like they always do, and I know a lot of people are going to say it's just like Elio's livery, but hey, Elio hasn't driven, with Penske for many years now, and he's almost at the end of his career, so... The torch has already been passed on, so this is the second time we got ourselves the McLaughlin car released in diecast form. I still have yet to pick up last year's, so if you missed out, it's not really too much terribly different, but still was a nice car to get. As you can see, it does have the Indy 500 tires with the the red accents on the tires. So of course, this is going to be a favorite for many people and anybody who likes to have matching. If anybody has like this would go great with the Pennzoil NASCARs you got right there with Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. I mean, I just like doing that as well. I mean, I know comparing those two sports are apples or oranges, but I'm a fan of both. But yeah, I mean, this one's definitely a really nice one to pick up if you're just starting off your IndyCar collection. And then, of course, we can't talk about the elephant in the room, but your defending champion, now a two-time champion, just like his teammate Justin Newgarden, Will Power, guys, in his Verizon 5G Chevrolet for Team Penske. And yeah, I mean, anybody who's a big fan of that Verizon scheme, I mean, we also do got the championship version that just came out as well, which it is on an oval aero kit, so that does suck because, as you guys know, he won the championship when they had the last race at Laguna Seca. So yeah, that still kind of bugs me, but it will have the red Firestone tires. But this is the 2023 livery, and I don't know, I think it looks like the gradient kind of changed a little bit, but back to what I said about like the color differences, see where that arrow screen is, the red is definitely a lot more different. I'll probably cut Greenlight a little bit of slack, but it does look pretty goofy because, you can't actually, I don't think you can actually get like, I don't know, like the printing on these, you see they're pretty much decaled compared to like, I don't know, like actually being painted on the diecast metal, but it's a pretty big difference I noticed, so I understand why a lot of people critique on that, but still does look really nice regardless, so, but I think this is one I think a lot of people are probably still gonna not pass up on. I mean, as long as we don't get that Indy 500 ride that he had last year, which is the purple and the orange. I'm sorry, that car looks pretty goofy, but expect Will Power to be just as competitive as always because I think this guy is already back to his prime in the IndyCar series. So we'll see what this Aussie can do at today's race at St. Petersburg. But now getting on to that, guys, we got to talk about Andretti Autosport, which have made a few changes this year with their teams. But first one out of the bout, we got to talk about this guy who is trying to get his super license to F1, but he's got to win that championship first. So we got Colton Herta's Gamebridge Honda, which, we've had the Gamebridge car released for quite many years now, but anybody who is a big Colton Herta fan, this is definitely a must-buy. It's just a beautiful livery, similar like last year's. Of course, we do got some differences in the sponsors, as you can see right there. So, but I don't know, it kind of looks like the blue right here looks like it's a little more metallic-y or something like that. I don't know, it just looks kind of glossy and metallic, but I don't know, it's got a nice glow to it compared to what it usually is. I think it's just the lighting from like the Greenlight studio, but really, really interesting, guys. But this is only the 118 scale version that they got, but of course the 164 will be available. might be one of the first diecasts that will come out in May, because it did last year, so we'll see if that trend continues with the big Chungus mobile of Colton and Herta. But now we got to talk about a new guy that I think is going to definitely surprise a lot of people, and he had a really good shot at qualifying very well for the St. Petersburg race. This is the new driver of the 27 AutoNation Honda, not Alexander Rossi. This is Kyle Kirkwood, who had moved up and got a big upgrade compared to his rookie year, which was at AJ Foyt. So this kid is definitely going to be very hot to talk about. We just got to talk about if the reliability of the Andretti engines are actually going to work this time, because these last few years have been awful when it comes to their equipment. But regardless of not, guys, great opportunity for Kyle Kirkwood. As you guys know, he did win the Indy Lights Championship a few years ago with this team, so he definitely has a lot of great success with them. And this diecast I'm showing you guys, we do got the 164 right here, which the bright magenta that you get, just like the Shank cars, oh my goodness, man, this one looks so darn cool. We've never got an AutoNation car this bright with the 27 car. We did with Alexander Rossi, I think in 2020, but it was like half gray and half magenta. This right here is bright and pink. They are embracing that pink, man, and I'm loving it. So it's definitely a hot car. Not saying because it's a hot pink, but for us, not, man. I'm really excited about this diecast, man. This looks really cool. Definitely is going to be one that's going to be on one of my #1 priority list, along with the 118 scale, which is on the road course configuration, which looks really nice. I can't stress enough how great these road course diecasts look. And now a lot of people probably wonder, okay, so how come they only make the road course diecast on the 118 scale? Well, the logic behind this, guys, and I think I got this from one of my good buddies who actually, I think, talked to Greenlight or emailed them. As you guys know, the Indy 500 is the most it's the most prestigious race of the series. All right, it's what gets the views, and just like what the Daytona 500 is with NASCAR, the Indy 500, everybody watches it, they know what it is. So they said whatever kind of configuration that those cars are running, they want that in the diecast form for the 164 scales. Which sucks, because Hot Wheels, actually, believe it or not, Hot Wheels used to have a retail line like they did with NASCAR Authentics, and they had road courses and ovals, so I don't know why they can't do that. I'm hoping we could get enough demand and demand Greenlight. I'll probably do this in every IndyCar video I do. Greenlight Collectibles, if you're watching this or someone tags you in this video. All right. Heck, I would love some road course configuration 164s. That'd be pretty cool. It would actually make the championship diecast worth it getting now. But getting back down on topic, guys, this Kyle Kirkwood livery, beautiful, and it's gorgeous. And heck, I'm glad we finally got a Kyle Kirkwood diecast, so definitely is great to go along for the 2023 diecast for sure. But we also got to talk about the guy who's going to be starting on the pole for today's race at St. Petersburg, which is Romain Grosjean in his DHL colors. And yeah, guys, let me just say, I mean, if you guys have been a long-time IndyCar fan, you know what the DHL livery colors are supposed to look like. I mean, pretty nice and vibrant. But we got to talk about the coloring issue that is on this, which, as you see right there, back to those aero screens. See how dark that red is compared to the red that's on the DHL car? That looks pretty goofy. That does. I mean, you got two different shades of red that's happening, and it just doesn't look right. It almost feels like the car is like half-assed, if you know what I mean. So I'm hoping these are just prototype photos, but that doesn't look too promising. And you can definitely see on the 118 scale, guys. Look at the 118 scale, guys. You see the bright red that's right underneath where Romain Grosjean's name is, but then you see the dark red around the aero screen and the dark red around the mirrors. So I'm not really quite sure which red is correct, but that is kind of bugging me a little bit. But it almost looks like, just like the blue on the Colton Herta car, it kind of looks like it's like a metallic red. So I don't know if they used a different type of paint. It looks cool, but just that one little area where it doesn't look like it has like that nice shine to it and it looks brighter than darker, really does kind of bug me. But another familiar paint scheme that everyone is going to know and love. So Romain Grosjean, man, I'm hoping we can finally get his first IndyCar win this season. I know he kind of had a sloppy year last year with his first year with Andretti, but I'm hoping this year, man, he can hopefully turn some heads and might have a good shot of winning this race. But heck, I don't want to be a jinx YouTuber, so but yeah, really interesting. And now we got to talk about the guy that I think a lot of people are definitely going to be questioning if he considered this to be his ride for this year, guys, after he was pretty much a target for last year, guys, especially at that Texas race. We got to talk about the second-year driver of Devlin DeFrancesco and some brand new livery colors for this year with the EV-Tech sponsorship. So no longer PowerTech is coming up on board with them, but the EV-Tech car for Devlin DeFrancesco and the 29 Honda for Andretti Autosport. It looks like they kind of took some of that Shank pink and said, all right, we're going to add some nice I mostly want to call this the cotton candy car, because look at this thing. Doesn't this thing look delicious? Well, can't really say that about Devlin DeFrancesco's driving, but, you know, it's a reset for him. We'll see how things will go. He ran too bad in qualifying, but I don't know. I mean, he definitely is going to be the back burner of this Andretti team, but who knows? He might crack a top 10 someday, and maybe this might be the year that he'll show why he belongs in IndyCar. If not, then heck, we just know he's a paid driver. But I don't hold any grudges with IndyCar drivers, so I'm hoping Devlin DiFrancesco can turn some heads and clean up his driving. But another beautiful paint scheme, guys. Another beautiful paint scheme / livery. I know the motorsports people are going to go after me, like, it's not a paint scheme, but I do like this livery. It's really nice. 2 years in a row, we've had bright liveries from DiFrancesco, and this one really does look nice. Of course, Greenlight Collectibles did not put any photos up yet, so I'm hoping Greenlight does nail the colors on these, but my God, this is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. And now we got to talk about the only Chip Ganassi driver that is right now confirmed for a diecast to be released. We actually got 2 different type of diecast for Scott Dixon to come out. So the PNC colors have made a return yet again, and they added a lot more white to this, as you guys can see. So a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, the Scott Dixon diecast looked the same as every year. No, they didn't. They added a lot more white to this, and this looks cool. I mean, I understand what I'm showing you guys is the road course configuration, but again, Greenlight didn't show us any pictures, but this is really cool. I do like the added white. It really makes this car look different. And plus, when you think of PNC Bank, you definitely have to have that white. So I'm glad they added that and created more of a gradient. So, I mean, I'm always a big fan of the PNC livery, so this is cool. But we also do got another PNC car that's going to be coming out, which I think is only going to be exclusive in the 118 scale because he's planning to run this at road courses, if I'm not mistaken. But it's supposed to be the partnership with PNC Bank and Women in Motorsports. So I don't really know how this livery is going to go. So it might be the same thing, but it's got probably a different wording on the side, on the side panel, on the side pods. So yeah, 2 Scott Dixon diecasts will be coming out, but definitely would recommend. I mean, it's Scott Dixon, man, one of the greatest open wheel drivers in motorsports. So, and heck, it's just a shame this guy only has one 8,500 win, but hopefully luck will prevail, and we'll see Scott Dixon back to his roots momentarily. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see this diecast coming out in May very soon. And now we got to talk about the team that I think a lot of people are really going to be interested to see if they're going to compete for a championship this year, because they made a lot of big upgrades. Arrow McLaren SP, or it's just the Arrow McLaren team now, as far as I know. That's what they rebranded to themselves, but still going to call them that. So, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Simon Pagenaud and Paddle Award, so got to show off the Paddle Award diecast. And man, Greenlight did a really great job replicating that papaya orange and that bright blue that's supposed to represent, I don't know, like what you see in the Golf liveries. I mean, my God. And you see right there, one thing I like about these Arrow McLaren SP diecasts is that, as you see right there, look at the detail that you got in the tires, guys. You got like the rim of the tire. It actually has the Arrow McLaren logo right there, wedged in between where the blue rim is. So that's pretty cool, guys. I like the added detail. They did a fantastic job with this, guys. And again, the colors are so bright and vibrant. Definitely is gonna get a lot of people's heads to turn, especially on the 118, guys. Look at this 118, man. This might actually something I might have to pick up because this looks really cool. Still have yet to get a road course configuration of an IndyCar, but wow, this looks absolutely immaculate. And plus, if you guys also see right there, right underneath where that 5 is, in the middle of the diecast, you can see Greenlight Collectibles. They are still a big sponsor with the Arrow McLaren Schmidt-Peterson team. So, yeah, dude, this one I think is really gonna get a lot of people's attention, as I'm actually wearing Paddle Award stuff right now. So I'm being a little biased, but I have every right to agree on, because this guy and this kid might have a good shot for the championship this year, and hoping he can pull it off today at St. Pete. But we got to talk about the newest driver. Well, I would say not really newest driver, but a returning driver in a new number and new sponsor as well. Felix Rosenqvist dropping from the 7, as that's not being replaced with the guy we'll be talking to in a second. Alexander Rossi, we all know that. But yeah, Felix Rosenqvist, guys, this is only the 118 scale version of this car that we got. But you see right there, the NTD data also came on board. As you guys know, that whole ordeal with Alex Palou and NTD data, they left Chip Ganassi Racing and they went to Arrow McLaren. So pretty kind of, I don't know, unusual stuff right there. But regardless of that, guys, we got a different shade of blue that's on this car compared to that sky Golf blue from the Paddle Award. And this thing absolutely looks great. I mean, I don't know if we're getting a 164 scale. We probably will, but Greenlight's only showed a 118 scale of this, and it is the oval car. So I don't know why, because the other 2 diecasts I'm going to show you guys for Arrow McLaren SP, they are on the road course. So maybe this is just a sample, or maybe the team for really, or I don't know. I would think it would be a team thing, but I don't know. It could be a driver thing too, or why they put some molds on the road course and some molds on the oval. Not sure. But hey, this is really cool regardless. Plus, we also do got the Indy 500 liveries are going to be coming out from last year. They should be coming out very soon. So if you guys are looking forward to that, I mean, I know those are some late releases for 2022. This video is only strictly on 2023, but my God, I mean, these Aero McLaren cars are something else. And now we got to talk about Alexander Rossi. He is the newest driver of the Aero McLaren lineup, and I think a lot of people are going to be really happy to see what he can do. He might have a shot for the championship this year because, as you guys know, Andretti Osborne was kind of holding him back. So seeing Alexander Rossi in the 7 definitely was weirded out. But let me tell you what, man, I think the guy's going to fit right in. You know how competitive Alexander Rossi is. Whether you love him or you hate him, you got to admit, he is a fierce competitor, and this is something that Aero McLaren needs. And one more better way to have the 2016 Indy 500 champion in this car. And as you can see, the 164 looks immaculate. Same with the 118, guys. These 118 Aero McLaren SP diecasts look so damn cool, man. I love it. As you can see, the McLaren sponsorship is right there. That's supposed to represent the tobacco sponsorship, Voos, I think, or some other sponsor that is replacing that. But so technically, it's not accurate, but they can't have tobacco sponsorships on diecasts whatsoever because it's pretty outlawed now. So I understand that. Luckily, fun thing about Greenlight Collectibles, guys, they actually can make diecasts with alcohol sponsorships and don't have to put a base on it. So another good thing why I love Greenlight Collectibles. But yeah, the Aero McLaren SP team, you guys think we're already stacked enough, guys, but guess what? We are also beginning as you guys know, Tony Kanan's going to be making his last start with Aero McLaren SP in his final Indy 500. So the 2013 Indy 500 champion, your 2004 IRL champion. Yeah, Tony Kanaan will be driving for Aero McLaren SP in the number 66 Smart Stop storage car. And as you guys see right here, yes, this is a picture of Felix Rosenquist's livery, but I got a feeling that this is going to be the same setup as what they're going to run for the 500 because, you know, it is a different looking livery, so we're probably going to just slap on another 6 right there. There you go. Well, don't slap on 3, otherwise that's going to be really bad luck. Shout for the devil, damn it. But, yeah, dude, I think this is going to be another great hot seller. They're also going to be making, I believe, what is it, a driver figure as well for Tony Kanaan. I mean, it makes sense because the guy is a legend. He could be a good shot because we saw how fast these Aero McLaren SP cars were at last year's Indy 500. So Tony Kanaan, guys, could probably have a good shot of walking away in his career for IndyCar with a second 500. That would be damn bittersweet. And I think it'd be just amazing to end his career on a high note. So all the best for Tony Kanaan. Hopefully he'll make it into the show, though. But looking forward to pre-order this diecast because it is one of your IndyCar veterans for sure. But now we're going to get on to the Ed Carpenter racing cars, which I think a lot of NASCAR fans are going to quite mostly well known because this guy already made 2 NASCAR starts. Connor Daly in the bit now, number 20. I believe, yeah, they still drive for Chevrolet. Yeah, I don't know why I questioned that for a second. So, no, it's a Honda. But BitNile expanded their sponsorship not only for Connor Daly, but also for his teammates Rinus VeeKay and also Ed Carpenter. We'll get to those guys in a second. But the BitNile car, it's the same livery that the Money Team ran in this year's Daytona 500, and they really stepped up the sponsorship. They're basically like the new Fuzzy's Vodka car. As you guys know, that sponsored all the cars for Ed Carpenter for quite a while until they dropped sponsorship. So glad to see BitNile stepped up in sponsorship because Ed Carpenter really needs it. And these are some great looking liveries, guys. I'm glad we got the gold and the blue. Definitely is going to be great. But we also got to talk about the elephant in the room, guys. We've already had a lot of Connor Daly diecast released, but we've never had a Rinus VeeKay diecast released until now. And this car kind of has some similarities to the, I guess you say the 2015/2016 Ed Carpenter racing car that was driven by Justin Newgarden, where it was like the Fuzzy's Vodka livery with like with the bricks around it. So kind of gives me that little bit of vibe. But you see right there, the gold looks metallic. So really am liking this. I do like the little Photoshop logos we got right there. You see the Basic Fit logo. That's definitely Photoshopped. But what a cool livery, guys. This looks really sharp. And finally, after all these years, we got ourselves a Rinus VeeKay diecast. So I'm looking forward to that, man. That's going to be cool. But what's even better, guys, we even got ourselves the man himself, Ed Carpenter, driving the number 33 car for this year's Indy 500. But I am noticing that he is not running Indy 500 tires. So I don't know if he's going to be probably driving some oval races, probably, if I had to guess. But, personally, I like the white walls compared to the red walls for the Indy 500 tires, but this looks really sharp. I mean, the livery is pretty much exactly the same as all the other 2 diecasts, but what's even better about this diecast, guys, we are also going to be getting a 3-pack car set, kind of like what, if you guys are familiar with the 3-pack sets that Greenlight usually collects every year. They did it with the Hy-Vee cars, which were promos, and of course they've done it since like 2017, I think, with the Indy 500 diecast. So they're going to be making a 3-pack set of the Ed Carpenter cars, which is really cool. So if you guys want a nice little set and you guys like collecting the 3-pack sets, then this is definitely one to get for sure. So I'm glad that Greenlight is doing that, and mostly Ed Carpenter's doing that. So I feel like that's going to be a rare hot item in many years to come for that team. But now we got to get on to the veteran team, which is the team that's supported by veterans. Meyer Shank Racing, as you guys know, they are now defending winners 2 times in a row now for the Rolex 24. So Meyer Shank Racing, we got ourselves possibly what could be Elio Castroneves' last ride with not only Indycar, but also probably with Meyer Shank Racing, because there's rumors that Tom Blomqvist might be taking over this car, but the 4-time Indianapolis 500 champion Elio Castroneves still has yet to win the IndyCar Series championship. Thank you, Scott Dixon. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a make or break year for Elio, guys. So, but hey, if you guys love the Shank cars, this is definitely another one to get. We're going to be getting both scales of this. But the one I'm really excited about that we finally got is Simon Pagenaud. As you guys know, he is your 2019 Indy 500 champion and your 2016 IndyCar Series champion. Simon Pagenaud's number 60 Sirius XM Meyer Shank car. But if you guys notice that there are some big problems that I have with this car. Well, it's the same thing with the Elio, guys. But if you guys notice, for some odd reason, on both of the Shank cars, they have silver rims. And you're like, well, why is that a big deal? Silver rims are not on the actual car, so I don't know why they did that. I don't know if they're trying to be like Penske, be like, hey, we're the outcasts of Penske, but heck, you know, we're gonna have those Penske chrome rims. No, that's not the case. So I don't know why. I hope we get a good reason for that. Maybe I can ask Greenlight, or maybe even if Meyer Shank actually wanted silver rims. I mean, if Meyer Shank wants silver rims, then why don't you put it on the real car? Damn it! So, so the rims are definitely inaccurate because that's not supposed to be there. And this Pagenaud car, man, yikes. As you guys can see, guys, the bright, vibrant magenta that we got, there's like 2 different shades. We got like, look where the side pod is. It's like purple, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a dark magenta, a dark purple, compared to look in the front and the side wing, it's like bright pink. So I don't know what's going on with the coloring of this. I hope this is just a sample, because yikes, this is probably, I think, the worst thing I've seen from Greenlight in terms of color accuracy. The pink is absolutely messed up, man, especially like I said with the side pod and also where the aero screen is. So Greenlight, if you're listening to this, I hope this is a sample, because man, I've been waiting so long for a Pagenaud diecast, and the last thing I want is a diecast that's screwed up. I don't want to go all crazy like I do with Lionel on you guys. So Greenlight, hope you're listening and just fix this, because if not, then I might have to actually turn into rant diecast reviews for IndyCars if that's gonna be the case. So, but see what I mean, guys? Look how much brighter and beautiful the road course configuration of this car is. But again, the silver rims kind of ruin it. But man, that is a beautiful diecast. I will say that compared to the 164 scale. So the 164 definitely looks pretty half-assed. I don't know if they rushed it, but the difference is night or day. So maybe the 118 might actually be worth getting, since the 164 looks kind of bad. But regardless of not, I'm still pretty excited about these Pagenaud diecast. And now we got one that we actually got 2 more that are actually very obscure that we've never actually got released in diecast form. As you guys know, we got ourselves the return of Juncos Racing. Well, actually now Juncos Hollinger Racing. Callum Elott. We are going to be getting a Callum Elott diecast. And I'm so excited, man. This thing absolutely surprised me. I was like, wait a minute, what? I mean, look at this, man. We've never had a Juncos car. You know, I mean, for anybody who doesn't remember, the Juncos team, that's the team that Kyle Kaiser drove that bumped Fernando Alonso from a few 500s ago. So that's the same team. And they're looking pretty stacked, man. I think Callum Elott is actually, he had some good moments last year. He didn't win Rookie of the Year, but man, this kid, I think he's going to get some top 10s or maybe even some podiums with how Juncos Hollinger has been. So, and this livery, man, really cool. I like the green and the black and the white and the green colored rims. This one, I think, is going to be another hot seller. But what's even better, guys, anybody who is a big fan of... shout out to any Argentina fans that are watching, guys. So we got ourselves a brand new look of this... we got ourselves also the teammates of this famous stock car driver from Argentina, which I'm trying to find the name right now. So look at me, I'm already so damn unprepared right now. But... that's pretty cool that we got ourselves Callum Elott, and we also got the 78 driver as well. which just, wow, dude. I cannot believe that we got both of these die-casts. We're going to be getting both die-casts released for Who Goes Hollinger Racing. So Greenlight, man, they're absolutely just taking it out of the park right now when it comes to these when it comes to these IndyCar diecasts. So really damn awesome that we're getting this. But a lot of people are probably wondering, okay, what's the difference between the 77 and the 78? Not really much of a difference, but as you guys can see right here, this is just Greenlight Collectibles, man. I gotta tell you what, they have just done a fantastic job with some of their diecasts. Oh yeah, and I found the name now. It's Agustin Campino. So I know you guys are like, spit it out. So yeah, Agustin Campino, which he's a big famous race car driver in Argentina. So a lot of Argentina fans are gonna be going crazy over this. So I'm looking forward to see what we got for these two guys, since one of them is actually a veteran in stock car racing. So but Augustin and Callum, they're definitely going to be great shots to go in, probably win some races this year, so we'll see. But now we also got to talk about the Rahal Langen cars, and of course the other one we got to show, of course, Graham Rahal. I mean, there's a lot of talks that Graham Rahal could have a resurgence in his career, because it looks like that's what happens. But Graham Rahal's United Rentals car, as you see, definitely we got some dark blue. So we usually get the United Rentals car released every year, but they always change up the livery, and this one looks pretty nice. I like the addition of the dark blue on the front wings, so it looks pretty nice. But definitely another solid choice for the veteran of Graham Rahal. But we also got to talk about his teammate as well, which is now was the original driver of the 30 car, but now the 30 car is now with Jack Harvey, as now the former driver of the 30 car, Christian Lundgaard, your Verizon, yeah, this was a Verizon car. Yeah, it almost looks like it. Your NTT IndyCar Series rookie from last year, Christian Lundgaard in the Hy-Vee car, which I know a lot of people will be like, well, wait, this ain't the car in front of you, St. Pete. As you guys know, he's got the Gatorade sponsorship on the car. But regardless, not, guys. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a promo like it was like last year's, because you guys remember last year's, you can only get the Hy-Vee car at Hy-Vees. You can get all three cars, the red, the white, and the black. So far, Greenlight's only offering the black. Maybe they overproduced a lot of these, but Hy-Vee was so on board with IndyCar, and I really appreciate that. So I'm glad we're getting another Christian Lundgaard car. So definitely gonna be great, and I think he's gonna be another great guy to watch out for, depending if they made some changes to their engineer team and the whole team in general for Rahal Langen. So we'll see how things will play off. And we do got to talk about one more diecast that's going to be releasing very soon. David Malukas, for the second year in a row, we are going to be getting a number 18 HMD Motorsports Dale Coyne car. So last year's car was a big hot seller, and this year's is no exception. This kid is definitely quick, and he's fast, and he could actually have a shot at getting some podiums as well. But I do remember his diecasts were selling out last year. So if you missed a chance to get that diecast, get it this year, and you probably won't regret it, especially since there's a lot more color accents going on with this livery. But the final two diecasts that we got to wrap up this half-an-hour video, every year Greenlight, no matter what the licensing is, we are always going to be expecting your Indianapolis 500 champion and a podium set. So expect that whenever whoever is going to win this year's Indianapolis 500, and also depending whoever wins the championship this year, usually if it's a new champion or a defending champion that's very popular, we will get the diecast produced. So yeah, Indy 500 champion always gets produced no matter what. Same thing with the IndyCar Series champions. So that's why I love Greenlight. And they don't cancel diecasts. They don't have to reach a certain quota. They just make the diecast as long as they can, legally offer it. But with that in mind, guys, this has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy. Thank you guys for staying patient about this. I probably might actually make this a live premiere for you guys, so you guys can get ready and just get excited for the St. Petersburg. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and hop off and get some sleep, and yeah, get ready for this race, which is happening right now as I'm uploading this. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and let's race along to the start of the 2023 IndyCar Series season. That is at St. Petersburg, and let's go racing, boys and girls. So see y'all next time, and have a good one.